Hello, my name is Ali and welcome to my channel. We are back with Hakuoki Kyoto wins Hijikata's route. So, let's go. It's too bad it has to be this way. But we don't have a choice. Ito dies.
I suppose you're right. It can't be helped.
Kondo nodded, and that was that. The Shinsengumi would kill Kashitaro Ito. I don't know why I couldn't say his name. First, we'll invite Ito to Kondo's second home. I'll be there too. Once he's dead, we can use Ito's corpse to lure the rest of the guard and kill them. Nagakura, Harada, I'm assigning you and your divisions to this. Take care of it.
Hey, Hijikata, who do you want me to kill?
No one. You're staying here in bed. You've still got that cough, don't you? You're sick. Saito will be here for a few days, so you'll have someone to play with.
So you're telling me that you won't let me participate in the assassination of the person who was trying to kill Kondo? You're a real bastard, Hijikata.
It all seemed very calculated for murder. I hadn't realized I'd been sitting still, in shock, until I felt a gentle tap on my shoulder. Saito? This will be the end of the Guardians of the Imperial Tomb. If we are going to return Heisuke to the fold, it must be now or never. He was right. If they meant to kill the guard, that included Heisuke. I couldn't keep sitting still, so I ran over to Hijikata. Hijikata? What? What are you going to do about Heisuke? He's part of the guard now.
Isn't that obvious? We'll save him, of course.
Nagakura said as if it was obvious, but got cut off. No. He fights us, he dies. What? My mind went blank. I couldn't contain my heart from how fast it beat. No, you can't mean that. My voice started to shake. You're lying, right? I mean, you've known Heisuke for a long time. He's your friend. Hijikata stood up as if he wanted to push me away, and he left the common room. You're actually going to order them to kill Heisuke? So just because he left the Shinsengumi, are you saying you no longer care if he dies or not?
Of course we care. I know that deep down, Toshi wants to save him too. There's no way he could live with giving the command to kill a comrade who was a part of our family for years.
Kondo appeared to be gripping his fist so tightly that it almost looked like he was bleeding. That alone said it all. I realized in that moment how much Kondo was suffering, how much each one of them was suffering, even Hijikata. I'm sorry for saying that.
No. No need to apologize. It's expected. It makes me happy, quite honestly. I'm glad people care for Heisuke.
Kondo let out a slow breath, then looked up at me and smiled. He turned to Nagakura and Harada and spoke in a low voice.
I'm asking you this not as your chief, but as Isami Kondo. Let Heisuke live and, if you can, try and convince him to come back. Got it.
His life is in our hands, huh? That is a lot of responsibility.
What should I do? What could I do?
I trust everything's clear. If you have questions, now is the time.
Wait. Kondo turned around and looked very surprised. Oh God, very surprised to the point where he looks kind of creepy. I haven't been given any orders. I would like to help.
This is a dirty job. This is nothing like the Ikeda Inn or Hamagiri Rebellion. You really shouldn't be involved.
It was true. This wasn't a patrol or even a guarding mission. This was the assassination of a former comrade and an attack on men who split from the Shinsengumi. We are going to still wanted to help. I still wanted to help to do what I could. It might be my last chance to see Heisuke. Please, let me go. I won't get in the way.
This isn't like anything you've done before. You understand that, right?
We're killing someone who used to be one of us. Much as we don't want to, we might even have to kill Heisuke.
I know. It's not something to be taken lightly. I knew that the Shinsengumi had carried out these sorts of black operations before. There was no way I could have stayed with them as long as I had and not known, but I couldn't just let them shoulder all the responsibility. I was done looking away until the deed was done. No more. Perhaps it's presumptuous of me to say so, but I consider myself a member of the Shinsengumi, and because we're going through this, I want to help everybody.
Then you're determined to do this, I see.
His face had lost its usual warmth. It wasn't anger or cruelty that it showed now, but the gravity of a general addressing his men.
Tell me then, how do you intend to help?
I had already decided I would. What are we going to do? We are going to help with Ito, because that's where our man is going. Please let me help you with Ito. Kondo stared back at me, watching me with what looked like fierce determination, as if he was looking to analyze my own, and eventually...
Very well. You may accompany us.
He's smiling. He seemed happy with our choice. Afterwards, Ito obliged to Kondo's invite and visited his second home.
So, to what do I owe this pleasure of being summoned here before you today? I could perhaps hazard a guess that you want to ask me something? Hello, Ito. Thank you for coming tonight. I've called you in here to have a discussion. It's about the current political climate. We've come to a realization that we must come to consensus about how to move forward from here. Kondo, save the business talk for later. First, let's get warmed up.
Hijikata reached out for the sake and poured some for Ito.
Oh my, who would have thought that I'd ever have Hijikata pour me a cup of sake? Aw, don't be like that. It's not like any of us have your education. It took us a while to get up to your speed. We've finally come to realize that you were right this whole time. There had better not be some poison in the sake. What? You can't trust me? Fine.
Hijikata poured Ito's sake into his cup and drank it all.
How's this? You can now see that there's no poison inside.
My, that was very rude of me. Then I shall take a sip as well. Ito took a sip of the sake.
It looked evil. Hijikata's the head that looked like, I'm smart.
As the sake got more into his system, Ito grew rosy in his cheeks, and he was jollier than usual.
Are you familiar with Seisai? Seishisai? Seishisai Aizawa wrote The New Debate and wrote about the dangers of the outside world.
We're going to look this up. Whatever his name was, Seishisai, I guess it was. Come on. Sorry. A scholar and thinker of the Mitogaku Fujita faction, who acted as the feudal retainer of Mito. He published a summary of imperial nationalist theory called Shinran, meaning new thesis.
That was 40 years ago. 40! Do you know much change has been brought to be... Do you know how much change has been brought on because of the shogunate? You're absolutely right, Ito. The Bakushin are so stubborn.
Yes, you agree. I heard rumors that the shogunate turned the land of Ezo collateral by borrowing money from a foreign country and now wants to westernize the troops. Let's look up whatever the word was, I don't even remember. Ezo. Northern part of Japan. It is now referred to as Hokkaido.
What? Is that true?
Yes, this intel came to me from a very reliable source. Once you sell off your land, all you can do is gain it back through war. If we leave the country to people who insist on their horrible diplomacy, then Japan will be reduced to nothing more than a colony for the West.
I see.
Kondo, this means we'll have to rethink a lot of things.
You're right. Ito, it would be an honor if you could continue to guide us on such matters in the future.
Yes, of course. As Confucius once said, gentlemen are undignified if they are frivolous, and they aren't stubborn after learning. All of you must learn to open your minds to proper knowledge, or you will follow the path of hard-headedness. Yeah, we must be on different paths, but we're all headed for the same destination. Another drink, Ito? Yes, I'd love some. This sake is very easy to drink. Here you are. It was perfectly normal alcohol, no poison or drugs, but we were making him drunk in order to murder him. How is that any different than me pouring poison straight into his cup? My goodness, dear, you're shaking. Are you all right? Are you feeling ill?
You needn't worry about this one, Ito. I'm sure it's just nervousness from speaking to you.
Oh my, am I so terribly intriguing? This is a naughty one, all right here. Yeah, this one has their moments sometimes. God, kid, you need a little self-control. The subtle message was clear. Hide your emotions. I swallowed and nodded. It had been my choice to help with Ito's assassination. The least I could do now was not to get in the way. Yes, sorry. Oh, rubbish. This is a party. We needn't be so stiff.
Ito, you truly are a man worthy of distinction. Blah, blah.
Is there anything else you want to ask me? I can answer anything.
As a hiccup.
Time passed and Ito was drunk. Well, it was nice to enjoy a meaningful conversation. And now, farewell.
Very well. Since it's dark out, please be sure to be careful when you leave.
Oh, to whom do you think you are speaking? There are no scoundrels that would dare think of killing me in Kyoto. After spending all night expounding on his theories for the advancement of Oh my god, this one's going to be a terrible episode because I just can't read. After spending all night expounding on his theories for the advancement of Japanese society, Ito drunkenly stumbled off into the darkness. I watched him disappear. It would be the last time I would see him alive. I just quietly stared. I suddenly felt Kondo's big hand on top of my shoulders.
This sure leaves a bitter taste in your mouth, doesn't it?
It's the path we chose. It's our duty to do this. I know it's not something we should be proud of. In order for us to progress, sometimes we have to do dirty jobs. My heart felt conflicted. I couldn't say anything. I was the one who chose to be here, but still. Oh, butterfly. Look, Kondo and you, while we're at it, this one's not on your head, all right? I made the plan. I gave the orders. Aw, he cares about us. What happened afterward was not something I cared to remember. Ito, too drunk to fight back, was quickly killed by the men waiting for him. But the night was far from over. Battle and bloodshed waited at Aburano? I don't know, Koji, for Nagakira and the men to ambush the guardians of the Imperial Tomb. I am so sorry. I am sucking today. I think it's because it's later in the evening. So, fate waited for Okita. Convalencing at the headquarters of Furoda village. I thought they told Okita to stay. For them, for all of us, we waited a night after which nothing would be the same. The assassination of Ito and the destruction of the guardians of the Imperial Tomb was later known as the Arborano Koji incident. Let's look it up. The Arborano Koji incident, 1867, an incident involving the Shinsengumi's attack on the guardians of the Imperial Tomb. The latter included ex-Shinsengumi members. Uh-oh. Was Heisuke part of it? I hope not. I'd be so sad if Heisuke go bye-bye. Kashitaru Ito. Upon hearing of his plans to assassinate Kondo, and with the ever-looking threat of him revealing the existence of the Fury, the Shinsengumi had no choice but to kill him. I thought there was another word that was highlighted. Was it just me, or was there another one? Maybe not. Okay. Okay, no, it was just all that. Okay. Both the Shinsengumi and guard were surprised by the sudden appearance of Satsuma troops and by the demons who accompanied them. Both parties had fallen for the Satsuma trap, and the battlefield was thrown into confusion. During the fight, Heisuke was mortally wounded, and had no choice but to drink the water of life and become a fury or die. Oh, poor Heisuke. As the battle of the Aburano Koji was taking place, the headquarters of the Shinsengumi came under attack from Chikage Kazuma. The monstrous thing my father had made was slowly devouring the Shinsengumi. How long before the water of life swallowed them whole? I'm so sad, Heisuke. Our sweet Heisuke. December 1867. Trying to think. I'm looking at the guide right now. It says we have to make three more choices, I think, and then 2 more later. December 1867. Scarcely a month had passed since Arborano Koji. Saito and Heisuke had returned, but the Shinsengumi was hardly back to normal. A dark, tense atmosphere pervaded the compound. Many men had lost their lives in Kazuma's attacks. Even more had been injured during the attack at Arborano Koji. Among them was Heisuke. Several of the rank and file soldiers had seen him mortally wounded. He had looked as if he would not survive. For that reason, Heisuke was declared officially dead and made a member of the Fury Corps. Let's look it up. Heisuke. Oh gosh. Oh, I didn't expect the silver hair. Heisuke. He survived the Arborano Koji attack. It's spelt different on here. It's weird how it's like sometimes spelt different in here and then it is in the actual story. But anyway. Incident by becoming a Fury and rejoined the Shinsengumi. The official records showed him as deceased. Saito hadn't been wounded, but many among the common soldiers began to call him a coward. Or had been wounded. I don't know. To them, he had left the Shinsengumi to join Ito, then betrayed his new master when he sensed a change in fortunes. I saw no reason why he shouldn't set them straight and say that he had never truly left the Shinsengumi, but he claimed he would rather stay silent than tarnish the honor of the commander and the chief who had ordered his actions. As such, it was decided that Saito would leave the compound until tempers had been allowed to cool. He was sent to stay at Tenma in order to protect Kyotaro Miura, an official of the Kyushu domain. We're going to go here to the Tenma Inn. Saito guarded Kyotaro Miura of the Kyushu domain by using this inn as a hiding place. The night of the battle of the Arborano Koji was a turning point for the Shinsengumi. For the men who didn't know the details, it was simply a battle against the former comrades, the guardians of the Imperial Tomb. Those better informed knew the situation with the Satsuma and the Choshu domains had changed, and Ryoma Sagamoto's hit was part of the big plan. Only the heads of the Shinsengumi knew the whole story, the activities of the demons and Heisuke's transformation into a fury. They were also the only ones who knew that Okita's illness had gotten worse. Oh, Okita! Such an important battle had stirred up the atmosphere in the compound, and for several days there were excited men everywhere, shouting and talking. Moments of silence were quite rare. I'm actually going to let you guys go here. I hope you are enjoying, and see you in the next one. Bye!